Good evening. Welcome to the 216th Hootenanny here at Dornan's. We have noticed that a lot of people are on vacation right now, especially some of our regular performers. Bill Briggs is not here, John Cook is not here, and Patrick Troiani is not here tonight. So we will try to keep the tradition going, however, and want to welcome, if there are any new people here, welcome. We do this every Monday night. We do ask a couple things, and the first being, please, no smoking in here for the rest of the evening, and the second is that we invite everyone to join us in what has become a tradition here at Dornan's of not talking while the performers are on the stage, since this is acoustic folk music. Dornan's is known throughout the valley here as one of the places to come to hear concerts as the year goes on. And one of the first concerts coming up is Tom May. That'll be on Tuesday, May 6th. It's $10. He, on public radio, has the River City Folk program. So I think you'll probably enjoy that if you can put that on your calendars. That's Tuesday, May 6th. And if anyone has come up here and would like to participate in our evening, we have a number of open slots on our sign-up sheet tonight, so if you have a harmonica hidden in your hip pocket or something like that and would like to play, why, please come and see me. We'll get you signed up. And usually, Bill Briggs starts the evening off. Bill is not here tonight, and try as I may to get somebody to sign up in the number 1 slot. I couldn't, but that means that Carlos, who signed up in the number 2 slot, is now the number 1 slot. So this is his 5th time with us up here at the Hootenanny. Give a warm welcome, if you would, to Carlos Sosa.
Nobody ever wants to be first. I definitely don't, but I'll play anyway. Is anybody here from New Mexico?
Been there.
Been there? Right on. If anybody has a fondness for New Mexico, they might like this tune. The sun beats down on the mesa top and the dust devil starts to blow. The land is hot and the rivers are dry where the water used to flow. And a chuckwalla sits on a sandy shelf where the air hangs dry and still. Shadows black as a raven's wing up on Pinion Hills. Follow the sunset down to western New Mexico. See the hills of red sandstone, the land of the Shallow. Canyon wind song, chants of long ago. Time never seems to change in the land of the Shallow. The old man on the rooftop watched the dancers down below. The rhythm of the drums seeps into your soul, and the muffled beat of moccasin feet cast a dusty glow as the dancers file by one to a room hidden down below. Follow the sunset down to western New Mexico. See the hills of red sandstone, the land of the Shallow. Canyon wind song, chants of long ago. Time never seems to change in the land of the Shallow. sleeping in the cottonwood shed where the corn and the chili grow. The sheep are fat and the melons are ripe in the land of the Shallow. And the flies are buzzing round the horses' heads as they stand there side by side. And the women are busy baking bread west of the Great Divide. Follow the sunset down to western New Mexico. See the hills of red sandstone, the land of the Shallow. Canyon wind song, chants of long ago. Time never seems to change in the land of the Shallow. Time never seems to change in the land of the Shallow. That song was written by a guy named Sid Houseman, and Sid's from Tucson, New Mexico, or Tucson, Arizona, I think. And I heard his music for the first time in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and fell in love with the words of it, and have learned a bunch of his tunes, and this is another one of them. 25 people on the run, headed north in the desert sun, near noon. The water's running low. It's 110 degrees, far from the shade of trees, near the route, El Camino del Diablo. The desert dweller knows, seek the shade till the sunlight goes, if you will live to reach your goal. Ravens left ahead, Lechia 3 found dead, died of thirst, said the border patrol. Caminando por la Bahara, vámonos norte del río. Hay trabajo y esperanza en los Estados Unidos. Locked behind the boxcar door, 19 men lay on the floor, dreamed of life that they had never known. Only one man braved again to tell the story of his friends who crossed the river to send some money home. There's a code of law and order when you live along the border. Travel fast, life is cheap, take the gold. El Coyote leaves no trails, the posse's on his tail, pockets full of the lives that he stole. Caminando por la Bahara, vámonos norte del río. Hay trabajo y esperanza en los Estados Unidos. Caminando por la Bahara, vámonos norte del río. Hay trabajo y esperanza en los Estados Unidos. Thank you.
That was Carlos Sosa. And next, Matt Montaigne is next, and Matt Montaigne is the fellow who runs the Teton Valley Ranch Kids School, or ranch over in this camp, thank you, camp in the summertime over in Kelly, is one of our longtime regulars here at the Hootenanny. This is his 82nd time with us, Matt Montaigne.
I haven't been here for a while. I had a laughing attack a week ago and lost my voice. We'll see what I can do. Ever have that happen? You just laugh so hard, you just laugh your voice away? It's been gone for a week. It was a great laugh. By the time we were done, there were probably 30 or 40 of us in on it. And then my guitar string broke, so I had to borrow Hank's guitar. So it's kind of a nice sound with a 12-string guitar. Well, I like kid songs. Work with kids all summer, so there's one little song that I really like, and it has to do with all of us really, but It kind of talks about something that happened when we were little kids, and things were quite a bit simpler than they are now. And then things seem to get more complicated as we become adults. Oh, when I was a little kid not so long ago, I had to learn a lot of stuff I didn't even know. How to dress myself, tie my shoes, how to jump a rope, how to smile for a picture without looking like a dope. Of all the things I learned, my favorite of them all was a little poem hanging on the kindergarten wall. Of all I learned here, remember this the best: don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat, hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. Remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the root grows down and then the plant grows up. Da-da-da-da-da, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, it was first, second, third grade, fourth grade too. I had to learn the big things the big kids do. How to add, subtract, and multiply, and read and write and play. How to sit in a little uncomfortable desk for nearly half a day. Of all the things I learned, my favorite of them all was a little poem hanging on the kindergarten wall. Of all I learn here, remember this the best: don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat, hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. Remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the root grows down and then the plant grows up. Da-da-da-da, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, lately I've been worried, so look around and see an awful lot of grown-ups acting foolish as can be. Still, I know there's lots of things to know I haven't mastered yet. Still, it seems there's real important stuff that grown-ups soon forget. I'm sure we'd all be better off if we would just recall that little poem hanging on the kindergarten wall. Of all you learn here, remember this the best: don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat, hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. Remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the root grows down and then the plant grows up. Da-da-da-da-da, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Isn't that a nice, fun little bouncy tune? I like that one. Hank Phibbs and Jerome are going to come up, and we're going to do a nice good morning song, Whiskey Before Breakfast. You know, a lot of the way people play instrumental tunes, just you sort of toss it back and forth. And somebody plays the melody and everybody else plays back up and then toss it to somebody else. So we're going to play Toss the Whiskey, I guess. Whiskey Before Breakfast. Yeah. Play that old Chinese love song. Tuning. I think we are. You're all ready? muffed up a few times, but that was fun. Thank you.
Matt Montaigne and the guys from down in the wine storage room. Okay, next up, for his 27th time here at the Hootenanny, this is Greg Keckler. They really do have a good time practicing down in the basement, so I'm sure that Greg is or was mid-song backing somebody up. Here he comes. Once again, Greg Keckler.
Thank you. Sorry about that. It's amazing. You're number 4, and suddenly you're number 3, and then you get out and take the guitar out of the case, and you're late. Let's see here. While I was out riding, the graveyard shift midnight till dawn, the moon was as bright as a reading light on a letter from an old friend back home. He asked me, why do you ride for your money? Why do you rope for short pay? You ain't getting nowhere and you're losing your share. Oh, you must have gone crazy out there. He said, last night I run on to Jenny. She's married and has a good life. Boy, you sure missed the track when you never came back. She's a perfect professional's wife. And she asked me, why does he ride for his money? Why does he rope for short pay? He ain't getting nowhere and he's losing his share. Boy, he must have gone crazy out there. And they'd never seen the northern lights. They'd never seen a hawk on the wing. They'd never seen the spring hit the Great Divide. And they'd never heard old Camp Cookies sing. Probably lucky there. Well, I read up the last of my letter. I tore off the stamp for Black Jim. Billy wrote out to relieve me. He just looked at my letter and he grinned. This is what he said. Why do they ride for their money? Why do they rope for short pay? They ain't getting nowhere and they're losing their share. Boy, they must have gone crazy out there. And they'd never seen the northern lights. Never seen a hawk on the wing. They'd never seen the spring hit the Great Divide. And they never heard old Camp Cookies sing. Yodelay, 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 yodelay. Thank you. There's a song that I used to do quite a bit that I haven't done in quite a while now. Back throughout most of the 70s and 80s, I had a friend, a sidekick, partner, road manager. This was his favorite song. His name was Leon. Leon Milkbone, we called him. This was his favorite song. He was for those that knew him, he was a darn good yodeler too. They would attest to that, I promise. This is for Lee. When I was a lad, and old Shep was a pup, over hills and mountains we'd stray. Just a boy and a dog, we were both full of fun. We grew up together that way. I remember the time by the old swimming hole when I would have drowned beyond doubt. But old Shep was there, to the rescue he came. He jumped in and helped pull me out. The years rolled on by, and old Sheppy grew old. His eyesight was fast growing dim. Then one day the doctor looked at him and said, I can't do no more for him, Jim. With hands that were trembling, I went to his side. I stroked the best pal a man ever had. I picked up my gun, but I just couldn't do it. I wish they would shoot me instead. Old Sheppy, he knew he was going to go, for he reached out and licked at my hand. Well, I stroked the best pal a man ever had. I cried till I scarcely could see. Now old Sheppy, he's gone where the good doggies go, and no more with old Shep will I roam. But if dogs have a heaven, there's one thing I know. Old Shep has a wonderful home. Thank you very much.
Greg Keckler with one of the classic tearjerkers. All right, next we have a fellow. He's been here, this is his 6th time with us, just with us this spring. This is David Ingoldstad.
Thanks. This is a song by John Prine. When I was a child, my family would travel down to western Kentucky where parents were born. It's a backwards old town that's often remembered so many times that my memories are worn. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Sometimes we travel right down the Green River, the abandoned old prison down by Avery Hill. The air smelled like snakes and we'd shoot with our pistols, but empty pop bottles was all we would kill. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. We'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, 5 miles away from wherever I am. And Daddy, don't you let me back to Muhlenberg County by the Green River where paradise lay. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Sorry to all you John Prine fans for any verses I may or may not have left out. This is an original song, hopefully I can remember it. Well, I want to go back east, dear. Want to go back there like they say it's so nice out there. 'Cause you get to see the sunrise first, so you get to see the sunrise. But I ain't never been east of Mississippi, spent my whole life right here. And say if you ain't been east of Mississippi, please don't come back here. Please don't come back here. I guess I'll go west as far as I can go. Gotta head out there just like they say, follow the sun is setting in the west. Far as I can go out there like they say. 'Cause I even hear you can find yourself out there. You'll see things you didn't think you'd see. Like I never thought I'd see myself, at least not anywhere else but here. At least not anywhere else but here. 'Cause I ain't never been east of Mississippi, spent my whole life right here. And say if you ain't been east of Mississippi, please don't come back here. So I walked and flew and drove and traveled so far west, don't remember when. And I saw colors, people and faces, places that had never been. Like I saw a man wearing next to nothing, I saw a child with a crown of gold, and I felt a woman standing next to nothing, nothing that is so far from home, nothing that was so far from home. 'Cause I ain't never been east of Mississippi, spent my whole life right here. And say if you ain't been east of Mississippi, please don't come back here. Please don't come back here. Well, then I saw something I'd seen before, and a picture of a place east of where I'd been. And I knew I'd gone as far as I could go. So far west that I'd gone east. So far west that I'd gone east. But I ain't never been east of Mississippi, spent my whole life right here. If you ain't been east of Mississippi, please don't come back here. Please don't come back here. But I went there from back way. Yes, I went there anyway, and they said, boy, you can't stay. If you please just go away. And that's when I knew that's when I'd stay. And I reside there till this day. Yes, I live there, sing and play. But I ain't never been east of Mississippi, spent my whole life right here. And say if you ain't been east of Mississippi, please don't come back here. Please don't come back here. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Hank Phibbs. I'm one of the people who finds the good fortune in life to get to play a lot of music up here. Welcome to Dornan's. All of our good fortune is by and large attributable to very few things, one of whom is about to make his 190th appearance. He is the impetus behind the glue that holds the Hootenanny together. Please make welcome to Dick Barker.
Thank you. Tonight, this first go around, I'm going to do a couple of songs from down under, from Australia. This first one is called A Pub with No Beer. It's a lonesome away from your kindred and all, by the campfire at night where the wild dingoes call. But there's nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear, than to stand at the bar of a pub with no beer. Now the publican's anxious for the quarter to come. Quarter? There's a faraway look on the face of the bum. The mate's gone all cranky and the cook's acting queer. What a terrible place is a pub with no beer. Now the stockman rides up with his dry, dusty throat. He pressed to the bar, pulls a wad from his coat. But the smile on his face quickly turns to a sneer when the barman says sadly, me pub's got no beer. Then the swaggy comes in, covered in dust and flies. He throws down his roll, rubs the sweat from his eyes. But when he is told, he says, "What's this I hear? I've trudged 50 flamin' miles to a pub with no beer." This verse is for Bob Dornan. There's a dog on the veranda, for his master he waits. But his boss is inside, drinking wine with his mates. He hurries for cover, he cringes in fear. It's no place for a dog round a pub with no beer. Now the old village blacksmith, the first time in his life, has gone home cold sober to his darling wife. He enters the kitchen, she says, "You're early, my dear." And then he breaks down and he tells her the pub's got no beer. So it's lonesome away from your kindred and all, by the campfire at night where the wild dingoes call. But there's nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear, than to stand at the bar of a pub with no beer. Last week was one of the most important holidays down in New Zealand and Australia. It's April 25th is what's called Anzac Day. That's the Australian New Zealand Army Corps. They, in the First World War, the landings in Turkey on the Dardanelles, where the hardest part of that was taken up with the Anzac soldiers. And it was apparently a fiasco from the very beginning. They started out from Egypt with 16 battleships, bombarded the coastline, could have more easily made a landing there. And then they discovered that on these ships, with all the soldiers, something like 78,000 troops to go ashore, all the guns were in some of the ships and all the ammunition was in the other ones. And so they actually had to turn around and sail back to Egypt, redistribute things properly, and then go back. Of course, by that time, they had tipped off to the Turkish soldiers under German command where they had anticipated landing. And they went directly back to the same area. And by that time, of course, the area was well fortified and the Turkish soldiers were ready for them. And as they went ashore, the Anzac soldiers took the hardest area. It apparently was a real bloodbath. This began in March of 1915 and dragged on and on. And finally, in January of 1916, they pulled out. The loss of life was staggering. The Allied forces in that period of time lost 252,000 men. And yet, on the other side, it was estimated that the Turkish lost 251,000. And this area was really a diversionary attack to take off the pressure off of where the English and some of the other allies were going ashore. A folk singer by the name of Eric Bogle has written a song about this. This was written back, I believe, in 1980. Certainly has the feeling of a much, much older song. But this is called "And the Band Played Waltzing Matilda." Now when I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover, from the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback. Well, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, me country said, son, it's time you stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship sailed away from the quay. Amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and the tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. How well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was ready, he primed himself well, he showered us with bullets, rained us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat he'd blown us all to hell. Nearly blew us right back to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours, and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. And those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big turkey shell knocked me feet overhead. When I awoke in me hospital bed and saw what had happened, I wished I was dead. I never knew there was worse things than dying. For I'll go no more waltzing Matilda all around the green bush, far and free. For to pitch tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. So they gathered the crippled, the wounded and maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind and insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And when our ship rolled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and to thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve, to mourn, and to pity. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. Nobody cheered, they just stood and they stared. Then they turned their faces away. And so now, every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reviving old dreams of past glory. And the old men march slowly, old bones stiff and sore. They're tired old heroes from a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But as year follows year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? And their ghosts may be heard as you pass by the billabong. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me?
Thank you, Dick Barker. Marvelous storyteller as well as a singer. The next performer is somebody who, if you have not heard this gentleman play the guitar, you are in for a real treat. For a while, we enjoyed the pleasure of his company and that of his wife. They're now in New Mexico. You will certainly enjoy the quality of his playing and singing. Please make welcome Tim McKenzie.
Geez, somebody's going in the back. I guess I haven't been counting how many people have been playing. Can I put that down, move it back a little bit, Dick?
Yep. Sit down a little. Is that?
That's great, thanks. That was funny. I thought that my wife and I are moving to New Mexico, and I thought, geez, somebody else is moving to New Mexico. I can hook up with them. Huh? How many tunes are we doing here?
Two.
See her, I'd really like to hear a word or two about her. I'd really like to see her again. I was riding in a taxi when the driver asked me why everybody treated him so wrong. No one's gonna stop me from mixing gin with Moxie, singing songs all night long. When I stop singing, I haven't got a thing to do. And though I never gave you a Valentine, I thought you were mine. Oh, what can I do? 'Cause when I stop singing, I haven't got a thing to do. Yeah, Josh. Watching all the movies that I've seen before. Popcorn in the aisle makes me want to smile. An usher with a flashlight standing by the door. 'Cause when I stop singing, I haven't got a thing to do. And though I never gave you a Valentine, I thought you were mine. Oh, what can I do? 'Cause when I stop singing, I haven't got a thing to do. Yes, 'cause when I stop singing, I haven't got a thing to do. Yeah, 'cause when I stop singing, I haven't got a thing to do. taken when I strayed too far from your side. Well, I know now the wrong road was taken. I can't count the nights that I've cried back when this journey first started. I dreamed of riches to find. I found soon after we parted that I left my treasure behind. So I'm backtracking, I've got some traveling to do. Well, I'm backtracking, I'm making tracks back to you. Today there's a hard rain falling, and this evening brings more of the same. Far off, there's a freight train calling. It seems that whistle keeps blowing your name. It's high time I made a correction to put my poor mind more at ease. Well, I need a change of direction, just about 180 degrees. So I'm backtracking, I've got some traveling to do. I'm backtracking, I'm making tracks back to you. I'm making tracks back to you.
That was Tim McKenzie. We're going to miss him. All right, next we have the fellow from up in the Buffalo Valley area. This time of the year he misses quite a few of the hootenannies because his cattle are calving, but apparently things are either over with or Chris is well in charge up there. I don't know which, but anyway, this is Jerome Young.
Hey, Jerome.
Tim must be pretty wholesome, more so than the rest of us. I see he learned to pick at the kitchen table. The rest of us use these bar stools. I'm going to play you an instrumental to start with here, a Norman Blake tune called The Makin' Rag. an old true love. Well met, said he. I just returned from salt sea, and it's all for the love of thee. Come in, says his old true love. Come in and sit by me. It's been 3/4 of a long, long year since together we have been. Well, I can't come in and I can't sit down, for I've only a moment's time. They say you're married to a house carpenter, and your heart will never be mine. Now I could have married the king's daughter fair, and she would have married me, but I have forsaken her crowns of gold, and it's all for the love of thee. Forsaken your house carpenter, and come and go with me. I'll take you to the banks of the deep blue sea, and together we will be. Now she picked up her darling little babe, and kisses she gave him 3, saying stay right here, my darling little babe, and keep your papa company. If they had not been on the ship 2 weeks, I'm sure it was not 3. His own true love began to weep and to moan, and she wept most bitterly. Well, are you weeping for my silver and my gold? Are you weeping for my store? Or are you weeping for your house carpenter, whose face you'll never see anymore? A curse to the sailor, she cried. A curse, she swore. You brought me up, my darling little babe, that I shall never hold anymore. They had not been on the ship 3 weeks, sure was not 4. There came a leak in the bottom of the ship, and it's sinking for to rise no more. Thank you.
That was Jerome Young. That's it for the first round. We're going to take a short break, probably around 15 minutes or so, and then we'll have a second round. All right, if everyone can take your seats, we'll get started with the second go-around. Thank you. We haven't had any other musicians come up, so it'll be the same as you saw before in the same order, except at the end we're going to switch a couple people around. And so once again, we're going to start off with Carlos Sosa.
This is one of those politically correct songs. I hope I won't offend anybody. Put another log on the fire, then cook me up some bacon and some beans, then go out to the car and change the tires, then wash my socks and sew my old blue jeans. Come on, baby, you can fill my pipe and then go fetch my slippers. Then boil me up another pot of tea. Then put another log on the fire, babe. Then come and tell me why you're leaving me. Now don't I let you wash the car on Sunday? And don't I warn you when you're getting fat? Ain't I gonna take you fishing with me someday? Now a man can't love a woman more than that. Ain't I always nice to your kid sister? And don't I take her driving every night? So sit here at my feet, 'cause I like you when you're sweet, and you know that it ain't feminine to fight. So put another log on the fire, then cook me up some bacon and some beans, and then go out to the car, lift it up and change the tires, then wash my socks and sew my old blue jeans. Come on, baby, you can fill my pipe and then go fetch my slippers, and boil me up another pot of tea, then put another log on the fire, and come and tell me why you're leaving me. That's not very good for a banjo. I'll try to bang out a couple banjo tunes here. This first tune's it's called Salt River. It was one of Bill Monroe's favorite instrumentals. So let's try to remember Bill Monroe while we're playing this one. Put two tunes together. First one's called Salt River, and the second one's called Old Joe Clark. We'll give it a go, see how it goes. Second one there.
Carlos Sosa. And next we have Matt Montaigne. They just have such a good time down there. I think what we need to do is have, you know, the free hootenanny up here and then really charge you to go downstairs to hear these guys.
Sorry. Yes, I did swallow one once. Is Hank up here?
He's down in the wine.
He's down in the wine.
He went Briggs. You still want help anyway?
Huh?
You still want some help?
Yeah, yeah, I sure do.
Maybe behind you?
Yeah. Okay. Is Hank here? He's coming here. Hi. It's oh, that's okay.
What key are we in?
We're in D.
Thank you. It's always helpful to know that.
Well, we're gonna pass around a tune again. Actually, it's two tunes combined into one, and just hope you enjoy it. It's kind of a little couple bouncy tunes. Red Wing and St. Anne's Reel. See if we're in tune here. think I got a little fast there for the guitar. Thanks, Hank, and thanks, Jerome.
Very nice, Matt Montaigne. And once again, we have Greg Keckler.
Come on, Greg. I was right here waiting.
Yes, you were.
I didn't think he was ever going to introduce me. Back throughout most of the 80s, we had a little swing band in town here. We like to play a lot of the old Bob Wills tunes. I'm going to play a couple of them for you now. Start off with one called Time Changes Everything. There was a time when I thought of no other, and we sang our own love's refrain. Our hearts beat as one, and we had our fun, but time changes everything. When you left me, my poor old heart was broken. Our romance, it seemed all in vain. The dark clouds are gone, and there's blue skies again, 'cause time changes everything. Time has passed, and now I forgot you. Mother Nature does wonderful things. I guess it's true for me and for you, 'cause time changes everything. You can change the name of an old song, rearrange it and make it swing. I thought nothing could stop me from loving you, but time changes everything. Good luck to you, may God bless you. I can't say we won't love again. You have gone your way and now I'll go mine, 'cause time has changed everything. Thank you. Is Tim back there? I'd like to get Tim McKenzie up here to help me with one. All right. Now this is going to get really good. This one's called Miss Molly. In the key of G. The key of love. I'll just jump right into this here. Now have you seen Miss Molly? Her cheeks are rosy red. Her lips are soft as satin and they taste like gingerbread. Whoa, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? Tim. Now listen, dear Miss Molly, I've told you this before. Even though I told you so, I'll tell you just once more. Whoa, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? I trade my horse and saddle, my driving I'll resign. If only Miss Molly will say that she'll be mine. Whoa, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? I drive and saddle, I drive and I. If only Miss Molly will say that she'll be mine. Whoa, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm soft as satin, and they taste like gingerbread. Whoa, 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 me, oh my Miss Molly, I'm in love with you. Oh me, oh my Miss Molly, won't you say you love me too? Thank you, Tim McKenzie.
Thank you, gentlemen, for the wonderful music. Our next performer is making his 6th appearance. Actually, I know more about him than that, but I'm not going to let on. I'm going to keep his secret. Please make welcome David Ingolstadt.
Yay!
Thank you. Right, I'm gonna try a song that I just finished writing and see how it goes. The first time I've played it for real. You don't know, but you remind me of her. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you sing so sweet. And I went to see you, sing and play along. And I went home and tried to write such a song. And I thought of you, the way you move, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look like her. And without my permission, you made me think of her. But she's so gone, so far away, and I ain't seen her for days. Without my permission, you send my thoughts away. So for tonight, will you hold me tight so I don't think of her? And as I sang and played and worked on it for days, well, nothing came and nothing seemed right. Well, there was nothing to say. I threw down my guitar and I cursed the world. And I knew I could never write another song about that girl. I vowed I would never write another song about that girl. And still I thought of you, the way you move, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you sing so sweet. But without my permission, you made me think of her. And she's so gone, so far away, and I ain't seen her for days. Without my permission, you send my thoughts away. So for tonight, will you hold me tight so I don't think of her? Now every time I drive, I hope and pray that I may see you go by. But you come from another place so far away that I may never get to show my face. So far away that I may never get to show my face. Still I think of you, and the way you move, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look so sweet. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you sing so sweet. Thank you. All right. I have to stand up for this one. I had a funny feeling when we went out tonight. So I walked to the bar and something wasn't right. I saw you looking in the mirror, winking at him like I wasn't here. I saw you winking tonight. I'm gonna be drinking tonight. Winking to the left and winking to the right. I don't know if it's wrong or if it's right. I just know I'm gonna be drinking tonight. It's been about an hour I've had my drinks or so. How many winks you've had I don't know, but I don't think I better let you drive home. It looks as if I'll be going there alone. I saw you winking tonight. I'm gonna be drinking tonight. Winking to the left and winking to the right. I don't know if it's wrong or if it's right. I just know I'm gonna be drinking tonight. You don't know what you've been doing to me. Maybe because I've pretend I can't see, but I won't cry now and I won't groan. I'll just do some winking on my own. I'm gonna be winking tonight because I've been drinking tonight. Winking to the left and winking to the right. I don't know if it's wrong or if it's right. I just know I'm gonna be winking tonight. Thanks.
Well, we're going to go from someone who sings about winking and other things, delightful music, to someone who tells stories, sings songs with a great voice. Please make welcome to Dick Barker.
I will try not to do such sad songs. So I'll try one of the old cowboy songs about an outlaw. Just about the worst gun battle ever out on the western plains, when me and a bunch of cowboys had a run-in with Jesse James. Come a cow, cow, yippee, come a cow, cow, yippee, yippee, yay. Run into Jesse James, boys. Run into Jesse James. The guns went off like thunder, and the bullets fell like rain. The guns went off like thunder, the bullets fell like hail. 'Twas on our way to Denver on the old Dodge City Trail. Come a cow, cow, yippee, come a cow, cow, yippee, yippee, yay. And in that bloody battle with Frank and Jesse James, my partners fell around me with bullets in their brains. Frank and Jesse James, boys, they robbed the midnight mail, bank and express station, they broke the county jail. Come a cow, cow, yippee, come a cow, cow, yippee, yippee, yay. If you're afraid to fight, boys, if you're afraid to die, you'd better stay out of the Badlands where the red-hot bullets fly. If you're afraid of dying, if you're afraid of death, you'd better stay at home, boys. Stay out of Jesse's path. Come a cow, cow, yippee, come a cow, cow, yippee, yippee, yay. A hermit there was who lived in a dell. I'll swear to the truth of the story I tell. My grandfather's grandfather knew him quite well, this hermit. He lived all alone by the side of a lake. Concoction of herbs for his food he would make, and naught but a fish would the good man partake on Fridays. Now to ordinary mortals his body he clothed. Once a year he'd bathe both body and clothes. How the lake ever stood it, we'll never know. The Lord only knows, and he won't tell. One morning he rose all dripping and wet. To his horrified vision, two young ladies met. At feminine matters he was no vet, so he blushed. He picked up his hat where it lay on the beach, to cover up all that its broad brim would reach. He yelled to the girls in a horrified screech, "Go away!" But the girls only laughed at his piteous plight and begged him to show them the wonderful sight. He clutched at the hat, he held to it tight to hide it. And then now we have come to the crux of my tale. The hermit turned red, then he turned, I messed up. Well, just at that moment, a wandering gnat made the hermit forget just where he was at. He struck at the insect, let go the hat. Oh, horrors! And now I have come to the crux of my tale. The hermit turned red, then he turned pale. He offered a prayer, for prayers never fail, so 'tis said. Now the truth of this story, there's no doubt at all. The Lord heard his prayer, he answered the call. Though he let go the hat, yet the hat didn't fall. A blessed miracle. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick, for your always informative and oft-times humorous songs. Your next performer has been, I think, playing guitar since he was very, very young, and he plays it very well when he's not out helping young calves into the world at 5 in the morning. He seems to be in pretty good shape tonight. At least he's doing well. Please make welcome to Jerome Young.
Thank you. I'm going to play one here that Doc Watson says is the first finger-picking tune he ever learned on a guitar. And Doc's about 73. So this tune's been around, I think it's called Nashville something. But anyway, I'll let Mike here help me out. I guess you've noticed that the rivers are getting a little bit dirty looking here, and it's only April. Every time the sky gets like this, I think of this song. It's called Deep River Blues. Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them Deep River Blues. My old gal's a waterfowl, but she looks like my old pal when I get them Deep River Blues. Ain't no one to cry for me, and the fish all go out on a spree when I get them Deep River Blues. Give me back my old boat now, I'm gonna sail her if she'll flow, 'cause I got them Deep River Blues. Muscle shows now, times are better there, I'm told. I got them Deep River Blues. Bring me back to my old boat now, I'm gonna sail her 'cause she'll flow, 'cause I got them Deep River Blues. Whole lot more, 'cause I got them Deep River Blues. If that boat sinks with me now, I'll go down, don't you see, 'cause I got them Deep River Blues. One more time. Thank you.
Aren't you glad that those mama cows are done? And he can come down here. Jerome Young. We have several of the musicians who come up here week after week, and they don't usually sign up in one of the slots to be the regular performer on stage, but we have a separate list for the backstage musicians or sidemen, and this is one of those guys. But tonight, since we actually have a very small sign up tonight, why, he's going to come up and do a couple of songs on his own. Actually, this is his, I think, 101st or 102nd time up here. This is Hank Phibbs.
Hey, Henry.
I don't normally do this. You bet. Find a stool. But I was inspired by our friend Tim, who is departing, to make an exception and to inflict upon you only one vocal, folks, so the punishment will be short. The second song is an instrumental. Let me get ready to go here. I'm going to play it with a capo. Let's check our tune. close enough to...
think so.
Excuse me. Where the walker runs down to a Carson Valley flame, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrell was her name, the daughter of old Grundy, and a fair one was she, and the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the plain. She was courted by young Vanderveer, and quite handsome was he, as I hear. He brought her silver rings and lacy things, and he promised to wed before the snow fell that year. But her pony, it did stumble, and she did fall. Her dying touched the hearts of us one and all. Young Mandy in his pain put a bullet through his brain, and they buried them together as the snows began to fall. They sing of Darcy Farrell where the Truckee runs through. They sing of her beauty in Virginia City too. When dusky old sundown to one name they drink around, to young Vandy whose love it was true. This song is normally not played on this instrument as a lead instrument, so fair warning, and we've played it together twice in the basement, which is more practice than he needs.
He's so kind.
Only we didn't have a fiddle, so we're going to do a dobro version of a song that was written by a fiddle player named Jay Unger. It's called The Shokin Farewell, that many of you may have heard in the Civil War series on PBS. Ready? Mm-hmm.
Hank Phibbs, and he doesn't often get up and do his own sets, so that's wonderful. We're going to close tonight with someone who is going to be leaving us, leaving the Valley. He's been here for about the last year and a half or so. Has been a wonderful addition to the Hootenanny. Has given some concerts up here at Dornan's, not on Hootenanny night, but on another night with Tucker Smith. He is a fantastic guitar player, and it's our loss to see him leave. We hope he'll occasionally come back and join us here, but we're going to let him do whatever he wants to do to close the evening out, because we think that he's someone special. This is Tim McKenzie.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate the sentiment. I really didn't plan on doing anything in particular, so I'm not exactly sure what to play. Hank just said, well, just play as though you're sitting at the kitchen table.
I got a suggestion, Tim.
Excuse me?
I got a suggestion.
Yeah?
Why, baby, why? White, that one rolling white song.
Oh, yeah.
Good, that's nice.
Well, if I can remember the lyrics, that's the thing.
I'll help you.
Pardon me?
I'll help you.
You have the lyrics?
I'll shout them to you as you go off.
Well, what the hell? Let's just jump right in on something here. Well, every time it rains, I run to my window. All I do is wring my hands and moan. Something about the winter crying down all night long. But tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? But tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? You've been gone so long now. But tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? Wolves scratching at my door, Lord, Lord, and I can hear that lonesome wind blow. Tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? Somebody said they thought they saw you running down Reno with a big old man from San Antone. They say that I'm a fool to pine for you, but what do they know? Tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? Tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? You've been gone so long now. Well, tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? Wolves scratching at my door, Lord, Lord, and I can hear that lonesome wind blow. Tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? Okay, help me out, Dodgy Girl. Well, tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? You've been gone so long now. Well, tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? The wolves scratching at my door, Lord, Lord, and I can hear that lonesome wind blow. Tell me, baby, why I've been gone so long? Tell me, baby, why I've been gone Well, gotta brush up on the lyrics. It's always been something I really had a hard time with remembering lyrics, and this is a Randy Newman song, which I really, really love, and I don't know if it fits into the folk category or not, but Randy Newman has written some great songs. Most notably, I think, the one about short people, for which he took a lot of flack. Remember that? Okay. This, however, is a little more, well. Yes, baby, I've been drinking. I shouldn't come by no more. I found myself in trouble, darling, and I had no place else to go. I got some whiskey from a bar, and I got some cocaine from a friend. You know, I just had to keep on moving, darling, till I was back in your arms again. Well, I'm guilty. Yes, I'm guilty. And I'll be guilty every day of my life. Well, how come I never do what I'm supposed to do? Nothing I ever do ever turn out right. We know how it is with me, baby. You know, I just can't stand myself. It's gonna take a whole lot of medicine, darling, for me to pretend that I'm somebody else. I think this is the first time in my life that I've ever left home without my capo. That's this gadget here, and Jerome was kind enough to loan me his. I don't know if that's an omen or what. I'm going to sing a song that was written by Rodney Crowell. And I've always loved this song. I think I've done it out here once or twice, or maybe I haven't, I forget. But it, when I hear the dobro, it makes me think of this tune, so I return the favor. I'll get Hank Figgs here to comfort me on this. Excuse me?
You're either going to play this in D or A.
Yeah, D, I believe. Well, I don't drink as much as I used to. Lately, it just ain't my style. And the hard times don't hurt like they used to. They pass quicker, like when I was a child. Well, somehow I've learned how to listen to the sound of the sun going down. In magic that morning is bringing, there's a song for friends I have found. It keeps my feet on the ground. Well, the midsummer days ain't so heavy. They just blow like